Today is September 14th, 2025, and welcome to the 453rd episode of the Videogames podcast. Here on the show, talk about any game at all, including new stuff, old stuff, and anything in between. My name is Brad Galloway, and today I am joined by man about town, Carlos Rodela. Carlos, we're going to just get to the short version of the intro today. Since you're here, can't waste a minute of your precious time, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. Do I have precious time?
I mean, it is precious time because we are both here in the same place on the same podcast at the same time. It's like a once in a blue moon kind of event.
I guess it is special now. Yeah. Okay. Hi.
Can't waste a moment, sir. I'm happy to be sharing this moment with you, Carlos.
I know. These are precious moments. Can this be the name of the episode? Precious Moments?
Sure.
That's a good episode name. Okay. Precious Moments are starting now.
All right. Let's get back to it. Folks, if you've heard this show before, then you know what you're in for. If you haven't heard the show, let me give you the quick just intro. I'm the editor of GameCritics.com, also sometimes whole host of the show, et cetera, whatever. Let's just move on.
He says et cetera, in the intro. I love it.
It's that kind of day. It's a little loosey-goosey. We're going to just roll with it. I think I don't have any housekeeping this week, Carlos. Do you have any housekeeping?
No, I was gonna bitch about YouTube and how there's this weird algorithm that's making people lose views, but now I don't care because this is precious moments and we have no time to waste on YouTube. Okay, so
fair enough.
I'm cutting it out. Let's just talk about games.
YouTube sucks. We're gonna move on. All right, let me do the quick preamble here. Before we get to the main part of the show, heads up that there's a Patreon supporting the show. Everybody knows that. Whatever. Nobody contributes. It's all good. Who cares?
My goodness. You're making me laugh as this intro is
a shout out to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@gamecritics.com videos. It's all curated stuff. It's not junk. All right, folks, let's just get into it with circle backs, where we circle back to stuff we have talked about on previous episodes. Not a full review, not all the details, just a quick touch and go on stuff to let you all know if our thoughts have changed on something for better or for worse after we have spent more time with it. Carlos, let's kick it off with you since you are the special guest today. Diablo 4, I know we've mentioned it before. What are we circling back on today?
Yeah, the short version is I've played a lot of Path of Exile 2 recently. A lot.
Yeah.
Beat the main campaign, the first 3 chapters. And there's a 4th chapter now and a bunch of stuff. And it's cool. There's a lot to like about it. But the thing that I don't like, which I've gone on record on my own channel, Glitch to the Ground, and, on this podcast probably, which is the Dark Souls-ness of it, the fact that it's it's punishing to be punishing, and I just feel I don't know, it just got laborious. That's the word I'm going to use.
Okay.
So then I jumped back over to D4, which I played about 250 hours of. I love that
that's
game.
A lot. That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, because I looked at the time and I was like, really? Because I'd beat that campaign when it came out, and then I kept playing forever, and I played multiple seasons of that game. So I went back to it, and immediately I felt like a badass. I mean, where Path of Exile, it's a slog, and you got to do math, and you got to do build guides, and if you do, then you might be feeling like badass, right? But if you don't, and it takes a long time, so there's this one mechanic in Path of Exile 2 that I wanted to get to, a new one called Hollow Palm, which is where you just punch everything.
What kind of character are you playing?
No, in Path of Exile 2, real quick to jump back, they introduced this Hollow Palm technique, where you could be like a monk and punch things.
Okay,
right?
like a monk type character. Okay.
Yeah, a monk type character. You can do it with other character classes, I think. And then it takes all your abilities, but it just does them with your hands, boom, boom, boom. And so it takes a long time to get there, though, on the skill tree. And I was just dying, and I was like, oh. So I went to D4, and there's a Spiritborn class that one of the very first abilities is punch things.
Nice.
And so literally I'm level 3. And I'm punching things, and the next skill was punch things harder. And I was like, okay.
Of course it is. Of course.
Yeah, I felt so good. And I know the comments are going to be all that get good stuff and whatever, and do math and follow build guides, and you'd have a good time. There's also just other of us who have, as you say, precious time.
Yeah.
And just want to play a game and have fun. So anyways, it's instantly fun. Here's the other pro. I'm instantly back into the story way quicker than with Path of Exile. I care about a character all of a sudden.
Even now, after you've already beaten the whole thing?
Yeah. Because there's DLC.
Oh,
so
okay.
I should say that I'm playing the Vessel of Hatred, which is this extra kind of story piece, right?
Gotcha.
So I'm doing that along with season content and just like having fun, like fighting monsters. And it is a blast. So season 10 comes out for Diablo 4 at the end of this month. So I'm just here to say I'm back in. I'm back in Diablo.
Just a quick clarification. I have not kept up with Diablo 4. So in terms of seasons, is that just like the usual start over with like a brand new, fresh level 0 character and play up until the end of the season? Or how does it work?
Yeah, most of them do that, the ARPG thing. Again, I've said on my channel, I hate the idea of ARPGs because that's like all of the RPGs that are action RPGs.
It's a blurred line these days.
Yeah, but they call it like the Diablos and the Path of Exiles. And so most of those are that you start a new character. And I do find fun in that. I did find fun in that in Path of Exile, actually, because it kind of like, if you like the grind then of the game and the combat, you'll want to do it again. So that's generally what it is. But with Diablo, why it's different right now is because the DLC is a story campaign. It's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm kind of doing both, the best of both worlds. I'm playing a new season with a new character, but I'm also playing the story. So when season 10 comes out, I will probably make a new character, and I think it's fun because they'll introduce new mechanics and stuff like that. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's interesting you bring that up because that is something I was thinking a lot about this week, and I bet a lot of other people are thinking about it as well. I'm going to rearrange the script just a little bit here, and let's talk about Silksong, Hollow Knight Silksong, since I think that makes sense with what we're just talking about in regards to having, precious moments, and we don't have time to waste on stuff that isn't fun, and we want to have enjoyable times and so forth and so on. And, I did an entire podcast on what does it mean, like what does the word fun mean in regards to video games. Did that with Dave Jackson, and that was a great podcast, really interesting discussion. So we can't get into like a 2-hour discussion right here and right now. Let us just say that fun can mean several different things, but bottom line, you have to be having a good time with something. And, Hollow Knight Silksong covered it just like a minute on the last episode, but for this episode, I kind of want to get your take on it. I know that a couple articles have just recently started to come out. One was shared by John over at Gaming in the Wild, and I know he kind of was vibing on that article as well, and I was too, even though he's further. But basically, the article came out and was just kind of like, yeah, this is a really well-made game, but like everything in here is like tuned to make you hurt and to suffer, and I'm not really enjoying this that much, and why do I have to pay in blood to play this game? Like what's going on with this? And that was really kind of why I noped out of it. I put like 2-3 hours into it, and I was like, boy, they've got this thing tuned up pretty high. And am I tough enough to play it? I mean, yeah, I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Like, it's not a lot of fun. I don't want to dedicate my life to it. And I bounced after like 2-3 hours. So I know you said you had, you had at least touched it. Like, what was your thought, or are you feeling that, or like, what's your vibe on Silksong?
Yeah, I didn't really vibe with Hollow Knight because of that same reason. I mean, it was more interesting the fact that it felt like an exploration game and not just like focus on combat, if I'm remembering it right.
The original Hollow Knight?
Yeah, even though it was you fought and stuff, but like I feel like I was like, "Ooh, what's in this room?" More exploratory. And in this one, there's that because the biomes are cool. I like the art style. I wanted to join the what is it, FOMO thing? And
exactly. Everybody in the world was talking about it, playing it.
Yeah. So great, I guess natural organic marketing from it. And I'm happy for indie studios to do well, especially in this, environment. But yeah, I'm the same way with Hollow Knight or with most of these Metroidvania games that have Dark Souls in them. Is I nope out very fast.
Yeah.
Because either I get to a point where it's a boss or just like a really difficult area that's platforming and I keep dying. And then that walk back, like in Souls games, it can be really annoying too, where you like have to go back through a bunch of enemies.
Yes. I hate those, yes.
So this has some of that, like the save points aren't everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got to collect currency, and I don't like the currency idea.
With the rosary beads and stuff.
Yeah, to pay for things. And then they go flying everywhere, and you're like, come back.
Oh, dude, I hate that they roll over the place.
Why do they roll around?
Oh, it's like a slap in the face, dude. I hate it.
I know. And I heard there's a skill that like brings them to you, right?
There's like a magnet skill,
but
it uses up one of your slots, and you've barely got any slots.
You got any slots, yeah. It just feels like a lot of, like you said, like little cuts, like little razor cuts. It'd be like, hey, this is annoying, and this is annoying. But the pro is, oh, sorry, I have no pee popper. I'm sorry for all our listeners.
Pop them peas.
I just popped your pee.
Pop another one. Oh, Jesus. Please don't tell my wife that.
I'm sorry. Okay, you can cut that if you want.
That stays between you and me forever. Take that to your grave.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, what was I saying?
I don't
got
know.
lost
You were
in my-
popping your pee. I don't know what happened after
Why was I
that.
popping my pee?
I don't know. It was like the rosary beads and then some, whatever.
Oh,
It doesn't
a
matter.
thousand
Whatever.
cuts.
Death of a
It's
thousand
like,
cuts.
yeah. It's you're like, okay, I don't want to. I just want to. I was going to say a pro, and that's where I.
Oh,
popped
that's
the
right.
pee.
That's where the pee came from.
The pro is that the style's so cool, and the environment's so cool, and the intro was so cool, and
Yeah.
like, this is kind of going to lead to what I was gonna. I'm going to play next. Actually, is that I want that world, something that we both liked in Inside.
Yes.
Right, which is like a
Yes.
side scroller that's like this really cool atmospheric thing, and that's what I felt from the beginning of this game of Silksong. Like, ooh, I really want to be in here. And then you meet your first character, who I don't know if it was in Hollow Knight as well, but that one with little girl character with the bells, like ding 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 ding, I'm gonna open the door.
Oh yeah, the different. Yeah,
Whatever.
I think that's new for some.
Well, she's a
yeah.
bug, I said,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
she's like kind of like a little girl character. And she's like, and I'm like, oh, I like this idea of being in this weird 2D world where I'm fighting, but then I'm meeting unusual characters,
Right.
Like the next one's a tall guy or whatever. And so that part is cool. So that's the pro. But then all the other stuff I don't like, or like a lot of the other stuff. And like some of the jumping mechanics are fun, but they also get like laborious again. Like you've got to do it perfectly. And then not even to mention the bosses you've got to do perfectly. So
Yeah.
I think I'm out, but I like the style, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, in the last episode, I was like, yeah, like the style's on point, artwork on point. A lot of the music is great. I mean, the atmosphere is really king. I mean, it's got a lot of stuff going for it, and a lot of the same stuff that people liked in the first Hollow Knight. But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of tired, and I just don't really want to work that hard. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes me less of a capital G gamer or whatever. But I was like, I just don't need this right now. Life. I mean, have we looked outside the window? Fascism. The economy.
I don't see it on my window.
Global
I see-
warming, maybe not from your view,
It
but
just looks like it's raining. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's just raining right now. But like, there's a lot of stuff like to worry about. I don't need to worry about rosary beads,
Yeah.
and I don't need to worry about runbacks. So
Yeah,
Anyway.
even without the time thing though, and like world events and stuff, I would say that just like there again, we've seen this on the show many times. There's just certain types of games, just like there's certain types of movies that people like.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that kind of thing. Even Metroid. When I played
Yeah.
Metroid on Nintendo, I was like, yeah, maybe not for me. Like,
and that's
yeah,
fine. It's totally
yeah,
fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
for sure.
But wait, I want to say one thing: is that
Yeah.
it did inspire me to play a game like this,
Okay.
and I can't think of the game that I always forget this name of this game. But you and I both played it. It was a military game that was side-scrolling, military style, and it's like a twin stick shooter, but it was like left to right, and it had a Metroidvania feel.
I mean,
and
are
it's
we
very
talking
popular.
after Contra? How many years back are we going?
Yeah,
here?
after like we played it recently and talked about it on the show, but there's games like that where like you go left to right,
Yeah.
and it's not as much like going back,
Yeah.
and so it inspired me to play games like that because I was like, that's kind of what I want,
Like
which is-
traditional level-based games with forward progression.
yeah, but like with still a style,
Yeah.
and a 2D kind of feel. So I'm gonna play Space Adventure Cobra.
Oh, I just saw the trailer for that. Are you familiar with the anime that's
The
based
anime,
off of?
I just know of it, but I never watched it.
Same. I know of it. I've heard it's really great, but it's never come across
Yeah.
my view screen. But I have heard of it. It's interesting you say that because literally for the exact same reasons you were talking about, like we were definitely on the same brainwave this week. I think Silksong is kind of putting everybody in the same vibe. But I was thinking of going to check out Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Now I'm not a
yeah.
Ninja Gaiden guy. And this game I hear is hard, but at the same time, it's a forward progression, level-based game, not a Metroidvania. And it's made by the game Bakers, I believe, who made Blasphemous. And I love Blasphemous 1 and
love
2. Those are
Blasphemous, yeah.
fantastic games. So I'm like, I do kind of want to play something in the ballpark of this, but maybe this is
Yeah.
more my speed right now. So we'll see.
See, we did the same thing. So we're
Yeah.
both going to a game like that's not Silksong.
Exactly.
And I'll come back on the show and talk about Space Adventure Cobra because I'm really excited. And it's only $20.
Oh, that's a great price for a brand new game
Yeah.
like that. So okay, excellent. All right, good. Okay. Interesting.
Moving on.
Interesting.
So we got something good
synchronicity.
out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, something good. All right, last circle back. Unless you got anything else, Carlos, you good?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay. Just wanted to finally, for the final time, circle back on Discounty. Been talking about it off and on for at least a month or so. Finally rolled credits last night, and I will say I was kind of surprised that I rolled credits. This is the case where I really like the game left me wanting more. I would have gladly played another 10, 20 hours of this game, and I kind of wished that there was. So a little bit of like, it sounds bad to say that I was disappointed it was over, but I was kind of disappointed it was over. For those who might have missed it, Discounty is the game 2D, indie, kind of a top-down, well, I don't know, 2D, just whatever. How do you, like, I always struggle. I've been in the video game aspect for like 40 fucking years. What do you call a game that is 2D, but you're not looking straight down, but the characters are like side view, but like also the map is 2D? What the fuck do you call that besides 2D? I don't even know.
We've said 3/4 view,
but it's not 3/4 view though.
But it
it's
isn't
not
really.
It's not. Yeah. Whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. I got it. Anybody.
It's the same thing as Stardew Valley. You know.
Yeah. Okay. I need like a really definitive. I can't just say 2D because that's too broad, but it's not top down either because you're not looking at characters' heads. What the fuck? 40 years and I still can't describe it. Anybody listening, help me out. What the fuck is a good title? Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on. So you move to town, you start a grocery store, and you like stock the shelves, and you rearrange the store, and you run the store every day, which is really well done. It's very streamlined and fast and fun. But then you're also dealing with side quests in the town where it seems like something spooky's going on or something weird's going on. And so you've got like these side quests, which are not super long and involved. Like they're very light. They feel very appropriate for the game. So you've got like your side content, which keeps you busy during nighttime. You've got your store content, which keeps you busy during the day. It's just really, really well done. It's really measured and polished and balanced. Graphics are great. I think the controls are nice. I think the UI is great. Everything about it is really well considered. I think the scope is right on. I've had just like a blast playing it. It just feels like a very, very well put together game from somebody who really thought carefully about what they were doing and really made sure all the pieces fit together. It was great. Had a blast the entire time from start to finish. The only thing I think that I had an issue with, and this is kind of what I just mentioned a second ago, was like it feels like it stops a little abruptly. I'm not going to spoil anything. I absolutely think it's worth playing. I loved it. I had a great time. Or would recommend it, no problem. It just feels like when you get to the next big thing, it kind of is like, and there's the end. And I'm like, it ended a little bit too abruptly for me. But again, I guess it's better to leave me wanting more rather than going on for 20 hours too long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I'm so sick of this.
Which we've had.
We definitely have had. That's the norm, honestly.
Two follow-up questions. Yeah. How many hours then?
I mean, it's hard to say because I was playing a little bit every night before bed. I want to say it's like not longer than 20 hours. It might even be shorter than that because it's...
Well, that's not bad then
no,
already.
No, it's very reasonable. It's probably... In fact, it's probably shorter than that. It just seems longer because I was playing it in such small doses.
Yeah.
20 or less.
Could you keep playing after credits, or is it not that kind of game?
You can keep playing. If you want to if you just really like super enjoy running the story, you can keep doing that infinitely. Okay. But there are no more like side quests. There's nothing else really to do other than to run the store, which is fine. But
all right. Well, I'm still interested, and I still might pick it up because
it's a good time. Really cool. It's a good time. Yeah. I don't want to end it on a downer because I had a blast, and I would love DLC. I would love a Discounty 2, or just, you know, to expand what they built on. I think the mechanics are smart, size is smart, pace is smart. It's just really, really well done. I just wanted more of it, and I guess that's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have.
It's like the best
make
complaint.
DLC. Yes, they'll make DLC. Sure. I was just talking to my buddy Daemon last night about short games, and again, it came back with Silksong, and he just played 2, and I feel bad I can't remember the names of them. I'll find it, and you can put it in the show notes. But he just played 2, and he beat both of them, and I'm like, you know, or he beat one and he's about to beat the other. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's what I want right now in my life. Yeah. I want to beat these short experiences. And we go in cycles, you know. Like sometimes I want Assassin's Creed and just like to live in those worlds forever. Yeah. But just recently, I like Diablo's different because I kind of put that up and you pick it up and put it down, you know.
Yeah, it's more of a lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. But other games like Clawz, which we'll talk about in this show, you know, if they're pretty huge in scope, I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know, I just want to beat something. So, yeah.
Well, before we get off at Discounty, I do want to give it an official score since I talked about it so many times, and I've gone through the whole journey with the people here listening. So I feel like it's a great game. Like I said, my only complaint is that I wanted more of it, and I think that's probably the best problem you could possibly have. So I feel like overall, Discounty, I'm going to give it like an 8. I'm going to give it like an 8. It was great from start to finish. Wanted more, but I feel like it does what it does well. It gets in, gets out. It's a great example of how to really deliver a measured experience. And I feel like a solid 8 is a good place for that to live. So 8.
I totally picked that for you.
Did you? Okay.
In my head, I said he's going to say 8.
There you go. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. All right, folks, that is it for the Circle Backs. Let's get on to the brand new stuff. Carlos, you've got a little bit more than I do this time around. Let me kick it off if that's all right with you.
Please.
All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes.
Wait, never mind. No. I mean,
No.
no.
Oh,
no.
no.
No, but. No, but. Not yes, Sam. No, but. No, but
No.
I also want to go first. So
Okay. Well, you can go first.
Screw
It's fine.
you.
Go
I'm
ahead.
just kidding. I don't want to go first.
Damn
Go
it,
ahead.
you fooled me. Okay. I'll go first. So Julian Gollop is the game developer, designer most known for XCOM. He was basically one of the key lead people. I don't know if it's appropriate to say that he like created XCOM or invented it, because, you know, every game is like a team, and, you know, you don't want to discount the artists or the musicians or the UI people or whatever. But I think that most people would kind of acknowledge that he was the driving creative force behind XCOM. And you know me, dude, I love me some XCOM so hard. Like, I really do. So Julian has been doing some stuff off and on, couple PC games here and there ever since he like left the XCOM universe. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And he just came out with a brand new one, which I was excited about. Didn't know anything about it other than the fact that he was involved. And for me, that was like enough. I'm like, as long as he's in it, I want to see what this guy is doing, because he's like had win after win for me. And so I'm very curious to see where this goes. His latest is a pretty hard left turn, though. It's definitely him doing something different. It is called... Sit down now. Get ready.
Okay, I'm sitting.
It's called Chip and Clawz versus the Brainioids.
Whoa,
So-
that's like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, and it's a little bit hard to spell because they've got some contractions. There's a Z, and there's an extra I in the Brainioids. You want to say Brainoids, but it's Brainioids. Yeah, it's a little difficult to say. But what this game is it's kind of like a throwback to like the PS3 era, and it's also kind of a new take on RTSs. So it's kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. In terms of, at its core, it's a third-person action platformer where you take a character who's got like 90s energy. And full disclosure, I don't think it quite works. I don't think the characters are very good. I think they look a little bit generic. I think Chip is the main guy. He looks just like a random... He could easily be an NPC in another game. He doesn't have a lot of that star quality that you look for, you know? His partner is a robot cat, and Clawz is the name. Also pretty generic. They look like they could be an enemy in another game. They don't look like Jack and Daxter, or they don't look like, you know, Sonic and Tails, or, you know, any of the Mario and Luigi. Like, they don't have that cachet, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a bummer, but whatever. You go on these very lighthearted action levels. It feels very much like something you would have played on the PS3. It feels very much like a Ratchet and Clank or a Jack and Daxter. Colorful worlds, behind the back controls, third person, and you get there, and what happens is each level is basically its own self-contained little thing. You arrive, you have to collect these abilities, and once you collect abilities, you lose them at the beginning of the next level. So like kind of each level is its own thing. You pick up these robots that you can deploy, and you start off with like the mining robot, which will gather resources for you. Because at its heart, it's also like an RTS where you have to gather resources in real time, deploy forces in real time, and kind of run around the map in real time. But also you're the character there as well. So you're not doing it like God's eye view. You're doing it like from the perspective of a character who is in the level at the same time. So you land your ship on these colorful little islands, green grass, blue skies, white puffy clouds. It's all very like kid friendly and benevolent, right? You find your abilities right when you land. You deploy your mining robots. The mining robots go and collect ore, defend them if you need to. And then you get like these various different robots that can attack for you. And so you're kind of like mining the ore, building robots, and then going through the levels, deploying them as you wish to defeat whatever enemies are there. And each level has a slightly different challenge. There's a little bit more platforming. Sometimes you need to use like sniper robots more often. Sometimes you need to use punchy robots more often. Sometimes you need to use yourself more often. But basically, it's just like an action-oriented combination of platforming plus RTS, which is interesting because just in the last episode or two, I talked about how I never have gotten on with RTSs in general, and also never on console, because it feels like it's very hard to manage them.
Oh, yeah, with the controller, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know about you if you've ever done these, like the bigger ones on PC or something, where it's like you've got a big map, you're scrolling the map around, and something's happening on the screen where you're not looking, and you go over there, and then something happened in some other place where you're not looking, and there's like, yeah, you got to like select one guy, no, select the army, no, select just this unit, and it's very clunky, and it's just, I mean, not to, you know, I'm not shit talking it. I mean, I know there's people that really love those games, that's great, but it's never been a fit for me personally. And so this is another attempt to kind of like tame those for consoles to make them more approachable. And I
Yeah.
think in large part it works. I think the running around and the platforming is fine. Chip and Clawz are not really super likable. I wish they had spent a little bit more time on character design. I think I would have probably played longer if I liked the characters more, but it feels like a very irreverent sort of like, hey, we're here to do this stuff, dude, and yeah, we're gonna like beat these bots and let's go, and then oh, that was rad, and then you just bounce and like, you know what I mean?
But you usually bounce for the art if you don't like the style. Usually, like you're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of what I mean. Like it was colorful and bright, but like without those main characters anchoring it and not liking how they look and not really liking them very much, it did hurt my particular enjoyment. Other people don't care as much as I do, but that's like you said, it's kind of a sticking point for me. But it controlled really well. I think it was easy to pick up. It's pretty straightforward. If someone out there is interested in playing an RTS that is a good fit for a console, I think this is a good one. I think it makes a lot of sense. They have made good choices to make it approachable. It clearly seems aimed at like a younger demographic, which is totally fine. We need those games because kids got to have games. Not everybody can play the grim and gritty Dark Souls stuff that, the older people want to play or whatever. So I dig it from that perspective. It didn't hook me all the way, but I've heard the campaign is pretty short, just like maybe like 5 or 6 hours, something like that. If you skip the side stuff, there are side like challenge missions you can do, capture the island as fast as possible or build like 30 robots as fast as possible or whatever. That's cool. I appreciate it's there. You don't have to do it. And every so often you get a couple cutscenes of them having some radical discussion about cool stuff, dude. And it's fine. Like it's fine. Like it's totally fine. It's if you're a teenage kid or a younger teenage kid and you're interested in actiony stuff, I think those really fit the bill. And I'm glad to see that Julian Gollop is doing something different, not just remaking XCOM 1,000 times over, because that would be sad. So I think I like it. It's not my flavor, not my jam, but I think it works well, and I think it's a good product.
All right, I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, I don't think it's your jam.
It's not up my jam. Yeah, I'm gonna posit one thing though.
Yes.
Is I think a lot of those RTSs, because both of us grew up in that time. When they came out, when they started. A lot of them, I think, were created because of the technology limitations. Like, it wasn't just like, I mean, it was a style for sure, but like to select a bunch of like units, there was like no better way to do it. And I feel like, I'm just positing this as an idea. Like, it was a moment in time. And then when we try to recreate that now, it's like, it's kind of cumbersome. You don't have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's other ways to do it now. So that's why I didn't like them back then, and I still don't like them. But I do like strategy if it's done right, and I liked XCOM, the original. But
Well,
okay, it's not for me, but I think it seems cool.
I agree with you, dude. I think that RTSs need to have kind of a renaissance or like a revision. It's definitely time for somebody to come in and be like, okay, let's just review everything from A to Z. Do we really need to do it this way? How else can we do it? What can we change up? And I think this is a great step forward. It's not my particular vibe, and that's okay. But I think that even the fact that somebody's looking at an RTS and saying, how can we make this work on console? How can we make this more action focused? How can we change the elements? That's great. I love that they went for this. And even if it's not my jam, I'd be happy to recommend this to like someone's kid or like some teenager that I might know, or, anybody who's looking for something that is not, I don't know. Like, I mean, I hesitate to say like more adult fare because everybody likes everything and it's all different depending on the person. But this is clearly aimed at like a younger audience. So I would be happy recommending this. I think it's really well done and good, just not my speed. So
You know what? It reminds me of real quick. This
What's
is
that?
A quick aside is like when like a band has like puts a record out and maybe it's not their best record, but it like moves the style forward. You know what I mean? Or like it introduces a new thing, and you're like, whoa, that was crazy what they did on that record. It's not my favorite one, but I like what they, the chances they took.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
That makes
It's
me think
almost
of
like that. Yeah.
Remember the band Presidents of the United States of America that came out like when we were younger? Peaches and all those songs like that.
Yeah.
So Chris Ballou was the front man for that band. He actually lives here in Seattle. I'm sure you know that, right? He lives here. He's local. So after he got done with the Presidents, he decided to make music for kids. And when I'm talking about kids, I'm talking about like 5 and under. So he went from being like this, like, I don't know how you even call him, like, not, punk pop kind of like weird, like, whatever kind of music they were doing as the Presidents. He did his hard left and went into performing as Casper Baby Pants. And he did that for like 15 years.
I guess I didn't know that. That's funny.
He did that. Yep. We went to see him like at least 5 or 6 times when our son was young. And I'm like, holy shit, that's Chris Ballou from Presidents. And he's right here 5 feet from me. And he's playing in this like little library and he's playing kid songs. And it was really cool. And so like to do a big shift like that, maybe that's what somebody needs. Maybe that's what Julian Gollop needs, and whatever. And maybe it's not for me. I mean, we did buy those albums, but I bought them for my son, not for me. But it's cool those things exist, and those things need to be there. So I'm glad this thing is here, and that somebody's looking at it, and there you go. So yeah, good stuff. Maybe not my exact thing, but I'm glad it's here.
Cool.
All right. Carlos, Sword of the Sea. Funny story. I'm going to let you take the lead on this, but before we get into this, I will say that I talked to you yesterday, and you had played it, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should play it too. And I went to go track it down, and it was like $30. I'm like, $30? What? Like, oh, that's so expensive, dude. I'm like, frick. What do you mean?
Well, keep going. I don't know where this is going.
I'm gonna get to where you're going.
Yeah.
So what happens was, I'm like, what the hell? And I go to PlayStation, and I go to, I'm looking at the store, and it's like, oh, but if you upgrade your Mystery Meat membership, then you will get this thing for free. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's on the next tier up. I'm paying, I want to say $11.99 a month for PlayStation whatever, PlayStation Basic or something.
No one knows the names of them.
No one knows right?
any of the names. Yep,
whatever one I have, I've got the lowest tier, right? I just need like the online, and that's about it. And they go, oh, but if you pay $1.50 more, $1.50, you can download Sword of the Sea right now. And then you'll only pay $15 next month, and plus you'll get all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm already paying like $12.
Yeah.
Do I want to kick in $3 more? I mean, maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I sure as fuck don't want to pay $30 for this. I will pay $1.50 for it. Okay, let's do it. So I went ahead and upgraded. Is that where you played it on the PlayStation thing?
100%.
The medium?
Yeah, I did not pay for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just showed up as a free game, and I go, okay, I'll try it because I wanted to try it anyhow. So yeah.
Okay. See, the problem with PlayStation is, just to go on a rant for a second, nobody knows what the tiers are called. Nobody knows what the services included. And like, I never know what games are coming up. Like if they were like, hey, yo, next month is Sword of the Sea. If you want to upgrade, it's only like $2. Upgrade now because here's what's coming. Here's 3 titles that you want to play. I'd be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, for sure. I don't know what they got. I have no fucking idea. It's like the communication for me anyway is pretty poor.
I'll say, okay, and you're making me say 2 things real quick. One, there is a blog somewhere that it tells.
I ain't going to a fucking blog.
I know.
Not going to
There's a website. Okay. Secondly, I agree, and they don't really tell you, but I just like look and say, hey, look what showed up. But the opposite are the competitors. Xbox is non-existent in my opinion. Like, well, it's a longer discussion. But I think it's the best of the 3 because I just get a ton of value when I turn my PlayStation on. Like,
God, what's the third? What's the third thing?
What Nintendo? I meant.
Do they have a thing? I don't even know if they have a thing.
No, I just feel like there's like nothing there. I'm always like double or triple paying for things.
Best of the 2. I don't think they even count.
Yeah, and so, anyways, I just always get extra stuff, and like I don't know what is coming, but like I go there. There's at least 1, if not 2 games I wanted to play. You know what I mean?
Well, it's interesting. Like, so on the basic tier, like on the whatever, the 1-star or the silver or whatever you want to call it, like basic one that's like $12 a month. Like they would send me an email and be like, "Yo, here's your 3 games this month. Come download these." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And that would usually get me to go to the store to be like, "Okay, PlayStation Plus. Here's my 3 games. Download them." But like that's a perfect time, either like that email or like when they get me to the store to download. Like if I go to the page and like, "Here's your 3 free games." Cool. By the way, here's these other things you could get literally right now for $2 more. Like if they had done that, I'd be like, oh, yeah. Okay, maybe so. But they're not really leveraging the times when they know my eyeballs are looking at their message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I don't think they have anybody in that department. I swear, like no one's in the marketing of.
There's like no one home in marketing.
Yeah, and of the services, the subscription service, because obviously they're all terrible names, and I don't know any of them.
Literally,
and
no
I'm
one
subscribed
knows,
to one that I don't even know what it's called, but I get the free games. So
anyway,
so we played Sword of the Sea.
Sword of the Sea. You got it on PSN. I got it on PSN for $1.50, and I upgraded my thing, my Mystery Meat. What do you? I don't know. You talk, Carlos. You talk for a while.
Yeah, it's just fun. Okay, then we're done.
Done.
It's a fun game. No, we saw the preview for it. It's the people who made the Pathless,
Giant Squid, who make the Pathless,
yeah,
and Abzu,
which are relaxing, fun games. I like the Pathless quite a bit. I did get frustrated at some point, but I like the flow state of the kind of third-person game they made, where you do a lot of similar, like surfing around the map.
Yeah, that smooth movement they got.
Smooth movement, yeah. And so that's what this game is. It's basically just all smooth movement to relax. Think like Flower. Think like, isn't there a game called Flow?
Flow, Flower,
yeah.
and then Journey.
And so basically, you are a character with a sword, and the sword is also a skateboard or surfboard or whatever you want to call it. And you are given that by some people, and then you go off into the sands and you ride on it. And then at some point, you learn tricks like skateboarding tricks, like kick flips and grabs and stuff like that.
Yes.
Which I don't know why they don't really do, and they don't feel great, by the way.
No.
For me, like hitting L1 and then doing the trick was kind of cumbersome. But I did get good at it a while. And there's like skill or what's it called? Point things, high score.
Yeah, there's
areas.
like high score arenas where you can do tricks
Yeah.
and earn gold triangles.
Earn
which
stuff,
is the
and
currency.
you get currency, which you turn into like this dude. I don't know if there's multiple dudes, but there's right now just one kind of mysterious guy, and then he upgrades you. And then anyways, but at the very beginning's very good. Like I love the sensation. I'm playing on a PlayStation 5 controller. That thing is great. The haptic feedback, and you really feel like you're on that sand, right? Like it's just awesome.
I turn all that off. I don't know.
Oh,
I trust you.
all of it's like on high for me. I love the experience. But so I like the feedback, and then at some point it turns into water quickly, and your sword can go on the water, and then you're going on the sides of the wall, and they're introducing all these new mechanics. And so basically for the first hour or so, I had like a lot of fun, and I was like, this is just relaxing. I love it. But then they make you unlock areas and stuff, and I got stuck. Like,
really?
There's an area where there's this huge city underground or whatever, and it comes out, and then there's all these ruins, and there's these chains, and I think I have to get one of the chains, but I can't find my way up to the chain, and so I'm just like surfing around an area that I'm stuck in.
It's not great at like pointing you in the direction if you get stuck. Yeah.
Not at all. And then if you go back, like leave the game for a minute and come back. I just did this morning, and I was like, nope, still don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck. So besides being stuck, I like the experience. It's really relaxing, and it feels like a fun, relaxing journey. Pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's about it. Like, there's not like a lot of substance.
Well, my history with Giant Squid, not great. I think I've played all their games. I didn't really care that much for Abzu. I didn't care that much for the Pathless. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll give them another shot. I will say that I think I like this one best out of their 3 games. Did not finish it, though, and I'll get to why in a second. I will say that, like you said, you're this guy on a sword, you're surfing around, you're turning a desert into an ocean, which is pretty cool. Vibes are pretty good. It's like lots of vistas and stuff like that.
I forgot to mention that you're like changing the environment, which is cool.
You're kind of bringing water and turning this dry place into an ocean, which is really cool. I think it takes too many cues from Journey, though. Like, it felt like my son walked into the room. He's like, oh, is this like the sequel to Journey? And I'm like, ha ha ha. Actually, no, it's very obviously inspired by it. And there's many moments that are like, that feel almost directly lifted from Journey. A lot of the vibes are the same. It feels too much like Journey, I think, for me. I guess if you haven't played Journey, then that's not a problem. But if you have played Journey, it's a little hard to not see the connections there. So that was kind of not sure that I like it being that close to what Journey is. Also, I will say I did not enjoy searching for currency to unlock the tricks. And I had like negative interest in learning tricks and that kind of stuff. Half pipes and doing the spin around the board and like score chase. That was like zero interest in doing any of that stuff. I was way more interested in just like the vibes and the flow and the experience and the vistas and just like scooting around. And that part was what I wanted. Like saving up those gold triangles and having to go through a level after I beat a level to go like, just comb for more triangles to be able to pay the guy to unlock tricks from a board was like, what? This?
Yeah, because it does such a good job when it does it of exploration and opening new areas, which is that first like 30, 40 minutes, right? They go, and now you can do this, and now you can do this. And if you slide up the vines, and I was like, whoa, I can go that fast?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of stalls, I feel like.
Yeah, the feeling of motion and the feeling of going fast, of like, doing jumps and having the scenery blow by, and then even better when you transform sand into water, then all of a sudden there's like fish and whales and turtles and stuff. That's all like really cool, and I think that's really where the game is strongest. But like when it tries to, I don't know, like give you a little bit more gameplay or try to make the experience last longer, I'm like, not really. I don't care about this stuff, and it just doesn't feel that good. Okay, so slight course change. I would have finished it though, because I was having a pretty decent time, pretty medium fun time on this game. But what happened was This game made me nauseous as fuck, dude. I got so sick. Like literally my stomach was churning. I played 2 sessions, and after the end of the first, in fact, the first session I stopped because I started feeling nauseous. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to puke."
Wow.
And I hate puking. Everybody hates puking, right? And I'm like, "There's no way. I don't want to do this." So I turned the game off, took a break, and then it came back, and I'm like, "Okay, let's see what options are here." You can turn on a little dot that stays in the screen that I guess is supposed to give your eye something to anchor onto. You can also have motion smoothing on or off. I'm not sure which is the recommended, but I tried it both ways, motion smoothing on and off. And even with the dot on, trying it both ways, in the second session, my stomach immediately started churning, and I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I cannot.
That's crazy.
And it's weird because I don't usually get motion sick,
I was
almost
just going
never.
to ask, you've never done that in any game, have you?
Very rare. I can think of like, in my entire 40-year career, maybe like less than 5 games have made me like motion sick. And
yeah.
And I don't get seasick either. Like I've been on boats like a ton, and I don't get seasick. I'm not a motion sick kind of person.
Yeah.
But something about this just made me so fucking sick, dude. So after the second session, I'm like, fuck it, no, because it ruins my day. I'm sick for like hours afterwards. Like, no, thank you. So,
pro tip: don't play a video game if it makes you feel sick.
Yeah,
like,
pro tip: please consult your
physically.
doctor. Yes, they even give you that warning at the beginning of every game, and I'm like, okay. Heeding the warning, I'm consulting a doctor. I'm leaving this game and turning it off.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I did genuinely think it was Giant Squid's best game, but also sick as fuck. And I don't think any game is worth puking for, so I had to bail.
Especially not that one. I feel like I think it's like a solid, fun, relaxing time, but there's a little bit of frustration because I definitely got stuck in, like you said, the currency thing was weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, moving on. I'll jump off that sea. Nope, that's not it. I'll surf away from that topic.
I'll puke over the side and we'll head back to shore.
And you'll do that, yeah.
All right, moving on. Carlos, let me move the script around a little bit. Let's talk to you for a moment about Hell Is Us. I played the demo a couple episodes ago. I talked about it. I definitely have some thoughts on it, but let's turn it over to you. Did you play the full version or just the demo?
Yeah, I played the full version. I got hooked. And I liked the idea and the premise. What did you? What was your quick thoughts on the demo?
Well, based on the demo, before you get into the whole thing, excuse me, I bounced on it pretty quickly. I thought the combat was just like okay. I didn't care for like the puzzles, the way they were implemented, and just everything about it. Just nothing was clicking for me, and so I bounced pretty fast. So
okay,
didn't connect. But like, what about you? I guess first tell us what the game is, and then like tell us what you thought.
Yeah, it's one thing. It does one thing I don't like in games, which is it starts at the ending. So it starts with a cutscene of the ending of the game.
Oh yeah,
and it's like before that. I hate that. I'm always like, that's the worst. So that part I don't like. But yeah, it's a third-person action-y game with combat and some leveling up. But it's not like intense like RPG mechanics. It's just like some leveling up of skills and stuff. But you play as a guy who is in a weird war-torn area with 2 factions that are fighting each other. Hell Is Us, the name of the game, is pretty much what it's about. I just talked about this on my Glitch to the Ground channel. Is it's about humanity. Like people are mean to each other, and they can be great to each other, but they can also be really dicks.
Truth.
Facts. And so this is about this guy who comes into this world of 2 factions who are just both hate each other and done atrocities to each other, and you're kind of just like walking through this place and going like, what? But I really like the message, which I don't know if you got, is that there's also monsters that just showed up.
Yeah.
When all these battles are going on, people are dying everywhere, and there's all this like terribleness, and there's monsters, and you're like, what is that about? And you can quickly surmise that it's and if you didn't, this is a minor spoiler, it's from the fucking hatred. It's the hatred of humanity has spawned monsters. Like that's close to our real reality. There could be monsters tomorrow in our world. You know what I mean? Like
I'd almost take the monsters at this point. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they really might show up, and then we'd have to fight them, which I would like because then I could actually finally level up and gain experience points. But so that's what this is. So there's monsters, and you fight them. My minor pet peeve about gaming that I'm gonna go on real quick is that people, and you just said it, which is fine, but lots of people will say, "Oh, the combat wasn't complex enough for me, or it didn't have enough monster variety." I laugh like heartily when I hear that because I don't think that doesn't have to be a thing. Like you don't need 8,000 monster types and 15 skill trees and all this upgradable paths. Like a game can just be a sword and fucking monsters. Like, and that's it, you know? And so that part I actually like. Like there's not a lot of monster variety, but this world that created these monsters, it didn't make a bazillion monsters. It made this style of monster, which is really cool, like a weird faceless character. So I just think that my minor pet peeve over is like I just get frustrated when people are like, well, it wasn't complex enough, or like a sequel of a game came out and it didn't change the variety enough. Like, I don't know. For me, I think if it's fun and you're like having fun time with the combat, like it doesn't have to be, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I mean, those weren't really my, I hear those and I've heard people say that, but that wasn't really the part that I was really bothered by. I mean, I think if anything, the game starts off with something like a message that's like, oh, we will not help you. We will not tell you anything. And it's up to you to observe things. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't sound like it's getting off to a good start. And then the puzzles that I encountered, I didn't play for very long, but the puzzles, I'm like, okay, I don't really care for these puzzles. But what really bothered me the most was like the lack of a map. Because like I got to this one section. I was doing okay in the beginning, but then I got this one section where I was kind of turned around and I'm like, wait a minute, which way am I going? And there's a lot of monsters around, and I was like, I'm not even sure I'm going in the right direction. And I'm like, if that's the experience you guys want me to have, I can respect that you guys as artists want to create, I don't know, confusion or whatever it is you're going for. But like, I just don't care. I need a map in my games these days, and I don't know what's in the water, but like it feels like every game I play these days, the developer's like, no map for you. And I'm like, dude, fuck
no
right
for you.
off.
No map for you.
Exactly.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned water because if you fall in water in this game, you die, which I do not like.
Yes, which is dumb. But anyway,
it's really dumb.
I
didn't think that you thought it was the combat. I was going on a sidetrack thing because I've heard that a lot recently, and I'm like, okay, listen, if it's fun, it doesn't have to have 8,000 monsters. Secondly, I agree with you. Because in the very beginning, similar to the Sword of the Sea, actually, the first hour or so, the no map thing, I was in love with. Because they do really push you in an area where there's nowhere else to really go. Yeah. Like even in the very first sewers, like these sewers, there's no map, but it's kind of cool because you use audible cues. Like you're hearing this baby cry, and you're like, oh, I got to go that way probably. And there's only so many places you can go. Right. And then in the map, the overworld map, in the very first one, there's only so many places you can go. So not having a map was actually cool because I was like, I'm going to go down this side thing because I know it won't go too far, you know, because there's like invisible walls. Yeah. And so in the very beginning, the whole first map and the sewers and some other dungeons, I was like loving it, right? Okay. And then similar to you, I got to a town. I don't know if you got to the town. This huge town.
No, didn't get to
okay. Town. And I stopped playing for a minute and went back to it. And I was like, wait, where the fuck? Wait, but... I was having fun, but wait, where the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, really where the fuck? Like, I can't progress, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was just fighting monsters again because they said they turned this mode on later. I think if you beat it, like, things get reset. But I swear, even without that mode, monsters come back. So I was like, I don't want to fight it again right now. You know, I just like, I want more story because I was actually into it. So I'm at a crossroads. I bought it, so I'm not gonna, delete it right now. Right. But I do maybe like you say. Ugh, I hate admitting this. I don't want to admit it, but maybe in a month or two, Brad Galloway's voice. If you just wait for 8 months of batches. Sorry. That's not how you sound.
That is exactly how I sound. I thought I was talking for a minute.
Okay. Hey, guys, like I always say.
How are you doing that? How are you stealing my voice, Carlos? How are you doing that?
If you just wait 2 years for patches. You literally said that to me, and I
do. It's the motto of the show.
2.5 years, and you go back to the game. It's the best time to play the game.
You're not wrong. The best time to play any game is 6 months after release. That's how it goes.
I do not agree, but okay. So, but it might be in this case, okay? You might actually be right in this case. So I'm not deleting it, but I'm not playing it now. Like, I'm lost. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me just let it sit for a minute and see if they do anything on it. I'll come back.
All right.
But I like parts of what they're doing. That's all I'm saying. I like parts of what they're doing. And I really like the beginning.
There we go. That is, I guess, a pause on Hell Is Us, and maybe we'll come back to it. We'll see. Mm-hmm. All right. Let me talk for a minute about Daemon X Machina.
Which I'm excited about because I played the demo and I didn't know you were going to talk about it today. I'm very excited to hear what you think.
Yes. So I'm looking at my script and I have my notes, and this is like a little behind the scenes action. Fucking AI. Copilot in Microsoft, the window that says please use Copilot is blocking my notes, and I can't read it and I can't dismiss it, and I'm like, fuck the fuck off, because I can't read what I'm supposed to read and I can't get it out of here. Motherfucking, there it goes. Okay, sorry. Anyway, AI.
Yeah, Copilot though. Not
Copilot.
It's not all AI. Copilot's annoying. It can be
Anyway,
really annoying.
now that I can read my notes again, here we go. Okay. Daemon X Machina is the sequel to the original Daemon X Machina, which I believe was a Switch/PC only sort of experience. I bought it on the Switch and I played a couple hours and I liked it a lot because it was very much like Armored Core, the original Armored Core, and I believe some of the Armored Core team members are on the Daemon X Machina team. I didn't play it for whatever reason. I probably was waiting for a patch. Who knows? Who knows?
2 months later, 8 months later.
That's right. And it's best. It's sweet. It's sweet when that happens. So I didn't end up going back to it. It's on my list to go back to, but I didn't play it. But the sequel is here, and they do a lot of different things in the sequel. It's actually quite different than the previous game. Some people might like it. Some people might not. But I think even if you didn't play the first one, this is a good time to jump in. Basically, this game is third-person action. There's a story which kind of reminds me a little bit of something like, Battle Angel Alita, or maybe something where a lot of common themes that you find in anime, where there's like these elite dudes who are living up in like a satellite above the earth, and they got all the good water and they got the money and the luxury, and then you've got like the servant class that serves them, and then you got the people on the ground who are just like hard scrounging and having a rough time. That's been that's a common trope in like anime and stuff like that. So
and sci-fi
in general, exactly. Yeah. So this will be pretty familiar territory from the jump. Basically, your character is one of the servant class that's kind of in the middle. You've got like heightened reflexes, you've got heightened abilities, and you end up going to Earth for whatever reason. I'm not going to get into it now. It doesn't matter. But how this pans out is that you join a group of mercenaries on the ground, and instead of like Titanic mech suits the way that you are in Armored Core, you are in these like armored like quasi Iron Man suits, which are only slightly larger than human beings. So like you're taller because the legs are extended and the arms are extended and the torso is extended, but you're basically just like a human being inside like an Iron Man type suit. So you're not enormous, you're not giant, right? You're not stomping all over the territory, and you're not crushing cars under your feet or anything. You're slightly larger. It looks to me like you're maybe 7 or 8 feet tall rather than being 30 feet tall,
Can I throw an anime reference real quick? Bubblegum Crisis.
Yeah, similar.
Back
very
in
similar.
the day. I feel like they had like mech suits like that.
Exactly. If you're old enough to remember Bubblegum Crisis, that is a very good reference. So there you go. Go Google that, kids. And so that's where you start off. And then you just join up with these guys, and you have to like earn money and earn parts for your mech suit. Mech suit is like super interchangeable. You can tinker with it like crazy, just like an Armored Core. Change the arms, change the legs, change the helmet, change the internal parts, change the guns. I think you can also, you have modifiers that you can put on your gear to make things like shoot faster, more damage, or whatever. You can tweak things. And this is not much of a spoiler. I mean, there's a story reason for it, but whatever. But like your character also has biological modification. So in addition to your suit being changeable, your body's changeable. You can have like faster reflexes, like auto dodging, or you can have like all sorts of abilities, like you're tougher, like more stamina and stuff like that. So you can change like a ton of stuff to tweak. You can also change the appearance, the color. You can have also armor that is one function, but it looks like a different piece if you just like the way something looks. So if you like Fashion Souls, this game really like leans into that a lot, and you can change a lot of things around to look really cool. And then you go on open world missions where you accept missions from the hub, and then they say, here's the map, here's where this thing is, go do this thing. And I'm still pretty early in it, but like in the beginning, it's like, hey, take out these 3 robots, or like take out this monster, or go help escort this guy or whatever. And it's all very fun and fast and light so far, very anime flavor, very kinetic. It does not feel like Armored Core. Somebody said it felt like Anthem, but it didn't suck. And I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good example of like what it is. If you like the idea of Anthem, but ended up kind of bouncing from it, it feels a lot like Anthem, but like a little more anime, and like all the terrible stuff has been taken out of it.
Well, and story stuff. Like, so what I like from the demo is like I kind of got into the story right away. Of like, real quick to sidestep, the open world part is new, right, in this version, because the other one was linear, I guess. And so I was in that desert area, and I was like, by the way, I was riding a horse all of a sudden.
You can ride a horse. You can drive
You can
cars.
ride a horse. Yeah. And then I cared about the characters I met. Like I was like, my character didn't like them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I could see a kind of, the personalities here. And then I went off to the side and just like leveled up for a while.
Yeah.
Because the upgrade path was really fun. And it just felt fun to fly and then also be on the ground.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I didn't find in Armored Core, the new one that we played.
Yeah,
like
I
it was
didn't-
just
yeah.
like zooming around. I didn't feel real or connected to it.
Same.
But anyways, I just loved the environment and the open worldness of it. And I was like, I think I might spend a lot of time in this game.
Yeah, it's really fun. And one of the things that really makes it even more fun is like the ability, how flexible it is to change stuff around. And one of the good things is like when you go out into the world, whenever you kill an enemy, like almost every single time when an enemy goes down, you can choose like from one of 3 randomly selected parts. And so like if you want to just like get a bunch of parts for your mech, you just go out and like kill a bunch of guys. You end up with like a bunch of extra arms and torsos and legs and whatever. Sell what you don't need, but you can also get like these new pieces and equip them right away or equip them back in the shop. Like you have different builds. You can get different weapons, all different styles. I think there's like 8 or 10 different styles of weapons. There's like a lance, swords, a bunch of guns and stuff like that. So you can like equip things. And it just feels really fun to like fly around. You can fly as much as you want. I mean, yeah, there's a limit. You have like a stamina limit, but it's very generous.
Oh, yeah.
You can fly for quite a while. You can run for quite a while. Get in cars, like ride the animals, and then you can just do anything. So a couple of things to balance out the positivity here. I'm still not fully like in the zone where it feels like an extension of myself yet. I'm kind of still learning the controls a little bit, and it plays fast. It plays a lot faster than, well, I was about to say it plays faster than Armored Core, but I don't think that's necessarily true because Armored Core can be lightning fast at certain points. It does feel like it goes a little bit too chaotic at times. I just fought a boss yesterday, and man, that boss was fast. He was huge, but he was also really fast. And I was like, okay, I am not playing this fast enough. I need to like increase my own like personal Brad reflexes, and I need to like get on top of this a little bit more. So it can be tough and challenging. So I think that is one thing that I need to like focus on. It feels a little bit chaotic at times, a little bit like slightly too anime in that respect. But maybe that changes. Maybe I can tweak my suit, or maybe I just need to play it some more and get used to it because it does feel like you should be the fastest thing on the ground and in the sky, and you were not. And so you like have to contend with people who are like stronger than you and faster than you. But so far, I mean, that's really the only thing I think that I have a little bit of pause on is I don't want it to feel as frenetic and out of control as I felt during that boss. So I'm going to spend some more time working on that. But otherwise, it's really different. And if you're expecting more Armored Core, it's not going to be that. So I guess just go into it knowing that. But the idea of having an Iron Man suit and flying around, tweak it on the fly, all these different weapons, all these different upgrades, and there is like lots of story. Like you said, there's characters that are really fun. There's a mechanic guy you meet, and his son is like a robot that he built, and the son is really cute and fun. And you meet these other folks, and it's all very like anime flavored, which is fine. So I'm actually having a surprisingly good time with it. I think it's really fun, and I'm not generally like Mr. Open World, but flying around in your mech suit and shooting enemies and punching monsters and getting swords is just a lot of fucking fun.
Dude, just hearing you talk about it for that amount of time. And you know me, I'm very, very inspired by our conversations and like go buy things. So I had paused Hell Is Us, as we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So that is on pause. And Diablo 4 doesn't count because I can play that whenever.
Yeah.
But I've been looking for something. And so I think I'm going to fucking go back and buy this. It's really expensive, though. It is $60.
Full price game, yeah, full price.
Yeah. So did you get a code or no?
I did get a code from the publisher.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I should probably say that. Full disclosure
there you go.
for this game, this podcast. Yeah, I mean, everything I'm talking about, I've gotten a code for. And Carlos,
Whew.
you've bought your games or got them from PlayStation?
Oh yeah, I bought. Me. I basically go broke for video games. Not even a joke. So, but I'm still. Yeah, I think I might go back to this because, and I'll echo one of your thoughts real quick.
Yeah,
which is I 100% feel that feeling of it's got a balance problem with its speed because you as the character in the very first levels, you don't know if you're supposed to be zooming through the levels.
Right.
Like destroying monsters and you're running from things, or if you're supposed to be stopping and getting crates.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And upgrading yourself. So I think right from the get-go, it's like, I don't know what speed we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that takes place in the open world as well. I was like, wait, am I supposed to get on a horse and just chill? And like then fight monsters when I want to? Or am I supposed to be speeding up into the sky and like shooting everything.
I hear you. They don't necessarily communicate that, but I think after playing it a little bit, I think it's like either, because sometimes
It's either.
if I'm going on a mission, I will be fast and I will beeline there because I haven't fully like unlocked everything. And sometimes you can like get pretty low on life if you don't have enough items on you. And so like you're going to be kind of like more judicious about, your resources and stuff. So it's better to just get there quickly, spend all your resources fighting the boss or doing your target and then like getting back. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, well, this is not a mission. I'm going to just fuck around. I'm going to go kill these monsters, that guy over there that was bugging me. Or I bet if I kill this one guy over here, he'll probably have a pretty good drop that I want. And we'll just kind of do that. So I go back and forth. I go between really slow fuck around and I go, I'm on a mission. I'm going to like laser way over there and just do that thing and come back. So it accommodates both, though. I think it's really fun. And I was really surprised that the cars were in there, too. Getting in an Iron Man suit and then getting in a car. Yeah, they're
I didn't see any.
Fucking, it's wild. Just like jumping around. It's kind of like the...
fucking get it. Oh, my goodness.
It's fun. It's good times. It's good times. I'm liking it a lot. I'm going to play it right after the show. It's just really light and actiony and fast and fun, and that's kind of what I want right now. So it's fitting the bill.
Let's do a callback to it, or not callback. What is it called?
We'll circle back to it.
Circle back to it. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. That's all I've got for this episode, Carlos. But I know you wanted for a moment or two mention Borderlands 4.
I guess.
Maybe.
Just really quickly. I have problems with buying games. I know that. So I admit that. Hi, I'm Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
Hi. I have problems buying video games that I don't need. And I admit that, and I'm working on it. Actually, that's a lie. I'm not working on it.
I was going to say admitting you have a problem is the first step to getting better, but I guess maybe
if you don't want to get better.
If you don't want to get better, that's a problem.
So I had the FOMO with Borderlands 4, even though I had an idea I wouldn't like it. I liked Borderlands 2, like a lot of us. And I like shooter-looter thing. Like I get lost in that of like, oh, I got a new gun.
Yeah.
I can have a lot of fun with that. And I liked Claptrap and some of the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, and I heard some good rumblings about like, oh, they're doing comedy again, and it's like looter shooter. So, anyways, I fucking got it, and I feel ashamed.
Well, okay. Well, why do you feel ashamed?
Because it's not good.
Oh,
like,
really?
It's average at best, and it has a major problem at worst. So, let's just say it's an average Borderlands game, and it's not 2. And that's okay. It's not worth the price that it is. It's like $70. I can't believe it.
Ouch.
I can't believe it. Okay, so I'm ashamed, but it's actually bad in this way, in the fact that when you start the game, and people can say get good, whatever. I'm not the best first-person shooter, but even with that, I put it on easy. There's 3 levels, blah blah blah. On easy in the tutorial, I kept dying.
Oh,
and
man,
I was like,
tutorial, what?
Yeah, I was like, it's because the guy's got to revive me to show me that mechanic happens or something.
Sure.
Because you're going to play it with your friends, not me, but
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe that's where they're doing it. And then I get to my first camp that I got to go take out, and I die a bunch. And I die a bunch. And then if they do that thing where like fight for your life, so you're about to die, and if you don't shoot somebody, which is also a drag to like, just show you like slowly dying because you can't find a person. And then on top of that, I had to, and I'm still not there yet, if I go back to this game at all, I had to dial in the aim sensitivity. It was way off on the controller. Way off.
Huh.
Yeah. Like when I turned right, it was like super slow. And so I was like, okay, I got to turn this all the way up. Why is the default super slow? To turn my neck, to turn my head around?
Yeah.
And then there's an aim sensitivity and a move sensitivity. Like to your, like just move your camera and then also move your camera when you're aiming down sights.
It's weird that it didn't feel even remotely dialed in for you as soon as they launched it. You'd think they would kind of like work on that. But
I was dying from that too. Like I had to make it faster, So the fact that it was like so many different and I still don't feel great about how I'm shooting, that vibe of like, headshot, blah, blah, boom, boom. And so then also the auto targeting or whatever they have, like auto lock, works only when you're down sights, so it doesn't work just out in the field. You can't just like hip fire? Yeah, I can't hip fire and then it locks it all. I don't know if that's ever been in the game, but it was really annoying to have to just always be like looking down sights or whatever. So I just didn't like how I was playing, and I didn't like how hard it was, and it was uneasy. So
that's wild, dude. That is wild. You know what I think that game needs?
What does it need? Oh, 8 months of patches.
It probably needs
2
6
years
months of patches. No, it needs 6 months of patches. Is probably what
Yeah.
it needs.
Well, I don't think it's a patch. I think it's development. Like, I don't think I might like this game. Like,
Yeah.
I like 2 right away. That's why I know, right? Like,
Yeah.
patches be damned. That's why I say that I don't always agree with you, because I played a fucking video game on my TurboGrafx, and there was no patches back then, and it was fucking great. So, a game can be great out the gate. Game is great out the gate. So, this didn't feel like 2 right away. Like 2, I was like, I'm going to spend 100 hours in this game, and I'm never going to leave. I'm going to look for loot and Handsome Jack, and I love it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just not that for me, and I feel betrayed, ashamed,
Wow.
and sad that I spent money on it. For right now, maybe I'll go back, but I don't know.
That's rough, man. That's rough. I'm sorry. You know, I got to be honest with you. I have never been the biggest Borderlands fan, but I did play. I have played the series over time. I mean, it's kind of hard not to. It was a real juggernaut at one point, and I've been getting PR emails about Borderlands 4, and like God's honest truth, I just am kind of like, and I didn't. I didn't really like. None of the people on staff have been asking for it. No one's been talking about it. I haven't heard any buzz about it, and I was like, I guess I'm not going to take any action on this because no one seems to care right now.
And that's what I should have done, because I was the same vibe. But then I watched one video. You know what I mean? I am very easily pushed over the edge when it comes to Moving on, I'll come back to it. I mean, I own it now, so, you know.
You can get back to it any time. It's yours. It's yours now. So,
but first I had to play Daemon and Ex Machina. I can't think of what it's called. What's it called?
Daemon Ex Machina Titanic.
Yeah, that's
Scion.
what I got to play first. Yeah.
Does not roll off the tongue, but there you go. Oh, well, we all make mistakes, Carlos. We all make mistakes.
I know. I still feel bad.
I'm sorry.
Let's change topics to
moving on. All right,
stuff.
folks. All right, folks. Game portion of the show is now officially done. But like many people, Carlos and I do spend a few minutes a week in front of screens that don't have menus or life bars. That's right, folks. It is time for the TV and movie roundup. Let me go first, since you just talked about Borderlands. I only have one thing this week. I have not had a lot of time to watch TV or movies. But this particular weekend, the wife and I were really focused on just taking a minute. And so we made time for ourselves yesterday to watch a horror movie. And we watched Sea Fever. Have you heard of it?
No, I thought you were going to say Weapons, because I just had rented that.
Oh, no. I want to hear all about that. But tell me about it in 1 second.
Sea of what?
Sea Fever. Sea Fever.
Sea Fever.
I believe it's an Irish horror movie, and it's not exactly a horror movie. It has horror elements, but basically, and I will not spoil anything, the premise is that these people go out in a fishing boat, and they have a college student with them who is doing some kind of research on whatever they're catching. And what happens is they go out to sea, and then something... They run into a situation that is causing them a problem, and they have difficulty getting back, and then conditions on the boat go downhill like in a hurry, and that's leaving out a lot of it. I will say this has like a lot of suspense. It's got some body horror, and it's even got a little bit of cosmic horror in it, which I think is really good. But it's very low key. It's not a splatterific kind of thing. It's not like screams and gore. It's pretty realistic handled, and it's got a lot of like tension. And we really liked it a lot. Like it was a horror movie, but it wasn't like, you know, capital H. It was just like, okay, this is really kind of spooky and things are going on, but like we want to know what's happening. And by the end of it, we were like, okay, that was pretty good. Like that was something, man. Like it's not something if you want to get your adrenaline going, but if you want to think about things for a little bit, or you want to just be kind of like a little bit, you know, like that situation of like, boy, what would I do in that situation? Like that kind of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We were definitely like, oh my God, what would you do if that happened? What would you do? Like that was a good discussion to have. So Sea Fever was pretty cool, pretty low key, pretty chill, but also a horror movie with a couple different aspects to it. And overall, really good. We thought it was definitely a thumbs up.
Cool. I just realized we could definitely do like a horror podcast. It's not like we have time for it, but like, and the minute it gets close to Halloween, which I'm like chomping at the bit for, I start watching stuff too. And we talked about in the show before, I like more like weird horror, you know, stuff, and psychological and not just psychological, but like just weird and different.
Well, you know, maybe we should do a special episode. Maybe we should do like a movie focused episode, like like a Halloween. I know we try to do games, but I don't like to play scary games, but I like to watch scary movies.
Yeah.
So maybe just a movie focused episode. That'd be kind of fun.
Well, to that point, what I've been watching a lot of right now, and I highly recommend you do, and everybody listening who likes horror, is it's the time of year again. So Cobweb's channel on YouTube, I forgot the guy's name. He is so good at running down like top 10 fairy tale horror movies. Top 10. I just watched this morning with my coffee. Top 10 high school horror movies.
What is exactly the name of this channel? Because I don't think I'm familiar with it.
Cobwebs channel on YouTube.
Okay.
Highly recommend. He's been doing it for years, and he just started up because it's September, so there's like 4 or 5 new videos, and I can't get enough, and I love it, and I watch them, and then I'll go watch one maybe on his list. Yeah, it's incredible. Cobwebs channel, check him out. You go binge it.
All right, that sounds like something I would like to watch. I love getting recommendations. I love top 10s, and I love.
And he's
them.
so good at it, and he shows footage, from it and everything.
Yeah. I love when they're categorized like that. That really helps too.
So that's a treat for everybody.
Good.
Treat, not a trick.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. And then the other scary thing was weapons, which I put on pause because I liked Barbarian. Did you see Barbarian?
I loved Barbarian. Me and the wife watched it together. We both thought it was quite good and unexpected and weird and funny and scary.
So I don't want to spoil anything because you probably want to watch this.
I will. Yeah,
and
it's definitely
the same
on my list.
director. Okay.
Yeah, don't spoil.
The only thing I'm saying is I paused it because I rented it, and you can kind of do that with rentals. Because my headspace wasn't there. Because it's not. I'm not going to say nothing about the movie because I like the fact that I didn't know anything.
I don't know anything either, yeah.
And it's interesting like a Barbarian movie. So it's not your traditional at all. But it's dark in the mind way, the mental way, that I was like not vibing on. You know what I mean? Like my own personal like.
Let me ask you then. Not to
brain
don't
was
spoil
like,
anything.
I don't think so right now.
Is it like? Are you talking about? Is it like really cruel and sadistic, or is it just like something that you saw was kind of too gross, or like give me like a broad category?
None of that. He doesn't. I forgot the director, but like they don't really focus on gross more than like just creepy. And so that's what I like about it normally. So my headspace was just not like. And maybe it's going to be better today, I think, actually. I might be able to pull it off tonight. But, like, sometimes you just, I get in like a mode where I'm like, I just want to be more lighthearted today. You know what I mean?
I mean, I just watched British Bake Off, dude, so I feel you. For sure.
That's a perfect thing for that.
I just watched the latest episode. We were in fucking heaven, dude. Loving it.
I'm in heaven. I'm watching the new one, too. So, anyways, that's why. I'll go back to it. I think it's great. That actress is amazing. She's from, what's it called? Ozark. The woman from that. She's been in lots of movies. And so the cast is great. The vibe is great. I think it's going to be a banger, but I just needed to take a pause. So
okay, that's fair.
It's not a true review, but we could circle back to that because I think I'm going to like it. But
I definitely want to watch it. I was waiting for it because I thought Barbarian's quite good, and we were like, okay, we're going to watch whatever this guy does next. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then lastly, I'll say I think you were watching this, and maybe you told me about it. Other friends have told me about it. I finally took the plunge and started Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Oh, no, I haven't watched it. It's on my list. I have not seen any of it.
Dude,
it's on my list.
It's fucking great.
Really? Okay.
Like,
good.
It blew me out of the water great. Like, the pilot is a perfect pilot, and it's like a movie. And I'm like, wait, where the fuck did this come from? There's 3 seasons of it. Or there's 2 seasons, and I think they're in the 3rd season. Dude, it's perfect.
Okay.
It's like, I know that's high praise. I don't want to like, was it over expectations?
Yeah.
But I am chomping at the bit for a new episode now. Like I watched 2, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't a fluke. The second one's just as good.
All right. Well, that's excellent. My son and I were working our way through Star Trek. I've always wanted
I know
to
you were saying the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see the whole thing. And so my 16-year-old, we started with Next Generation, watched all of that. Then we went to Deep Space Nine, watched all of that. Went to Voyager, watched all of that. And then we're like, okay, now we got to go to the OG with Kirk and Spock. And then we are in the final season. I think we're only like 5 episodes away from the final season of that. And then we were going to watch the animated and watch the movies and stuff. But like after we get done with that, wide open. So maybe we should watch.
Jump to this. I'll tell you why. Because Kirk's in it.
Is he really?
This is a prequel.
I've heard that, and the main character is what, Captain Pike or something like that.
Captain Pike, and then O'Hara's there, but like early, like she doesn't know what she wants to do. Like there's all these characters that are there before they become like who they're going to become.
Gotcha.
And Kirk, by the way, has been in it like once or whatever. Like he's like not right now. He's like a throwaway character. He's not like the main person, which is fun.
Do they just have like some random young guy playing him or what?
Yeah, it is. And he's got a funny mustache that looks like terrible. And yeah, it's like he's not a main thing at all in the thing. It's just But it's not about that. It's about the way they do it. You're going to like it too, because it's like it talks about humanity. It talks about connection.
Yeah.
And it's really, here's what my last thing. It is like when you watch Next Generation and the old Star Trek, just like when we play old video games and then we see a new upgraded version, it's like, oh, it's like rose tinted glasses on the old version.
Right.
This is what we were thinking we were watching.
Right.
Or this is what we think we were thinking we were playing back then. That's what this feels like. It's like all the bells and whistles and graphics and good cinematography, but like the same type of thing. Star Trek.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that sounds great. That sounds
It's
great.
high
I'd
praise.
definitely be up for that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
On my list for sure. All right, cool. I'm glad to get that recommendation. That is good. All right, excellent. Anything else?
That's the show.
That is a show, folks.
Is it?
It is. That is the
Okay.
show.
I'm calling the show for us.
You guessed it. You knew where I was going, Carlos. Before the closing music, would love for you to leave reviews, especially leave reviews right now. I explained this last episode, but a review would really help us out right now. That would be fantastic. Share the show on social media, but most important of all, please recommend it to your friends, because nothing beats good old word of mouth. As always, would love your questions and comments. Haven't done a question show in a while, but I am saving them up. And if you want to get your question in, I would be happy to add it to the list. You can email me directly, SoVideoGamesPodcast@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media. You can find me on Instagram and Blue Sky. It's my name, BradGallaway, all A's, no O's. Carlos, where can people find you?
So I just started a new series on my Glitch to the Ground channel. Normally that's just me going like, what? Look what I did. But now I'm taking just a few minutes a day, almost every day. And you haven't seen these yet. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
And I'm just talking about like one thought about a game.
Okay.
And some people are checking out, and some people are not. They don't even know they exist. But so go to a Glitch to the Ground on YouTube. Just GTTG, search for that, or just search for the whole thing, Glitch to the Ground, and then look at thoughts on games. That's what I'm doing now. I give a thought.
All right. On YouTube. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, folks. The only other thing to mention is that we do have a SoVideoGames Discord, which is totally free of charge. Hit me up, and I will get you on board to continue the conversation. And finally, again, if you would like to support the show and help the cost of running this podcast and also the cost of running GameCritics.com, you can do that over at patreon.com/the SoVideoGames Podcast. Every single dollar helps, and a euro helps that much more, folks. That is going to do it for episode 453. Thanks again for joining us here on the SoVideoGames Podcast, and I'll see you next week.
And stay tuned for October's Horrorcast with Brad and Carlos. Dude, let's seriously do that.